Hey everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and today I'm going to be doing a very different video. I have read I was going to look this up, but I have read probably over 1,000 books in the last 3 years, definitely 4 years, but definitely probably 3 years. I thought it would be really fun if I had a guessing game basically, where someone reads out just a tiny bit of a synopsis, but not the Goodreads synopsis, like a little bit paraphrased, and then I have to guess what the title is, and maybe also the author if I can. And these should be books all from 2021, so I'm giving myself the best possible chance to get them right. And if you all like the video, then maybe we'll do ones even further back where I can just embarrass myself even further to not remember anything. But I'm interested to see how well I do and see how much I remember. So let's just get into it. We're going to be doing a few different books and then we'll see how much I get right. So let's go.
The first prompt is, with no water, no air, and no native life, the planet Gora is unremarkable. And the only good thing about it is the proximity to more popular worlds. And they provide a stopover between wormholes.
I think that this is, first of all, this synopsis has nothing to do with the plot. But anyway, I think that this is The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers.
Correct.
Mostly because of the wormhole thing. But also the planet name does nothing for me. I don't remember any names of anything. Any names of people. Well, mostly no names of people and certainly no names of planet. But it's the wormhole stopover site that got me on that one.
The next prompt is that a character and a boy she barely knows are assaulted at the same party, which changes their world. Do you recognize this?
Yeah. It is The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore, which is a fantastic book, but as you said, the trigger warnings for it, you should definitely read them before you read the book. But if you can, then, and if you're in the right mental headspace, then you definitely should read it because Anna Marie McLemore is an auto-buy author, and The Mirror Season is their latest release.
The next prompt is a Seven Swans retelling in a Scottish village.
It is A Rush of Wings, which is on right here. A Rush of Wings by Laura Weymouth. It's one of my favorite Seven Swans retelling, this and Six Crimson Cranes, because I think both of them have a really interesting way that they discuss the stepmother figure. That's really fantastic, and A Rush of Wings is really great because it also has a very angry heroine at the front, and I personally resonated with angry heroines.
Correct. The next prompt is an anonymous texter which brings two students' dark secrets to light. That
is Ace of Spades. This is my UK Illumigrate edition, which is why it looks a little bit different. But this, I have always a hard time discovering, I always have a hard time telling people what this is about because so much of what I loved is actually the spoiler part of this and the spoiler twist. So I can't talk about what exactly I loved about it. But the way that it examines secrets, and specifically the secrets that we are scared of revealing, and that secret interchange and the community of students and a community of family and just a community in general, I thought was really fantastic. So definitely recommend that one.
The next prompt is that members of a school are forced to confront their secrets when their ex-best friend turns up dead.
How We Fall Apart by Katie Zhao, which is not behind me, it's actually on a different bookshelf. But anyway, How We Fall Apart has similar dark academia vibes to Ace of Spades. What I love about How We Fall Apart is how firmly Katie roots the experiences of the students in sort of the toxic imagery and also the toxic attitude towards academics and also mental health in the Asian communities, and I thought that was really fantastic. It gives the characters a really unique but also really grounded feeling to why they're doing what they're doing and the motivations and their secrets. So also would recommend that one.
The next prompt is that in a series the protagonist must face the most devastating enemy yet, her own sister.
I think, did I read Wings of Shadow in 2021? I think it's Wings of Shadow by Nikki Pau Preto. This is the series finale of the Crown of Feathers trilogy. It's just buried behind me because it has sprayed edges. The one I have, it's an Owl Crate edition. And it is exactly that. Well, it's not exactly that, but I mean, the sister conflict between Val and Veronica are certainly what drew me to the series, but I think what keeps me reading the series, or kept me reading, because I did finish the series, is the multiple perspective and the Phoenix writing. Those are two also elements that I really loved, and I also loved the character growth for all of these characters throughout the series, specifically Val and Veronica as well, like their relationship growth, evolution and de-evolution.
Correct. The next prompt is the story of what happens after an assassin kills the princess's older sister and the vengeful ghost.
This is A Dragon Bird in the Fern by Laura Ruckert. I can't remember how we say it. What I really loved about A Dragon Bird in the Fern is that the main character really has to not only tackle her dyslexia, but also within the context of learning a new language and her cultural assimilation as she goes to this foreign kingdom and doesn't know the language and doesn't know the customs or anything and has no friends, basically. I think will resonate really strongly with anyone who's like moved to a new country and is really struggling with all of those different issues. That's personally why I loved A Dragon Bird in the Fern, and that's why I love sort of that whole character journey and that whole character experience so much.
The next prompt is a story about a trio of girls fighting for each other in the aftermath of a school shooting and the lasting bonds of friendship.
This could be We Can Be Heroes by Kylie McCauley.
Correct.
Yeah. It is that's what it is about, but there's also one of the friends dies in the school shooting, and I think that We Can Be Heroes has really excellent conversations, not only about gun control, but also about domestic violence. And what I loved about We Can Be Heroes as well is that the character dies, ends up kind of coming back as a pseudo ghost figure, and they end up, the two other best friends who weren't really best friends with each other, the main character, or the character ghost, I guess, tied their relationship together. They start doing like graffiti murals of Greek heroines and Greek tragic figures, and kind of to illuminate what happened to their friend and the way that the community and like the town and the company is not held accountable in the corruption and like the different ways that the system failed their friend. So it is a very emotional book, but I loved it so much. It also made me cry like a bunch of times.
The next prompt has to do with a character which makes a deal with the devil. To escape damnation, she must entice 7 other violin prodigies to trade their souls for success.
Yeah, it is Light from Uncommon Stars, which my copy actually got torn, but Light from Uncommon Stars by Raika Aoki. When you said Deal with the Devil, I also thought of The Devil Makes 3, but that's not this one. In this one, it has the randomest like group of characters, so the violin prodigy, and then the violin teacher who made a deal with the devil, and then also an intergalactic kind of space captain refugee who ends up running a donut store. So those are the 3 main characters, and I love them so much. This one was like tender and emotional all at once because these 3 characters really are going through their own issues, and specifically the relationship between the main, like the characters of the violin prodigy and the violin teacher. I think that was what I found the most precious, or like the most touching, I guess. But I mean, who can deny a character who also like retires from intergalactic war stuff and just wants to run a donut shop? Like, that was also super precious. But anyway, I really love this book, and it's one of my favorite adult sci-fis of 2021.
The next prompt is that an abandoned mansion is the perfect wedding venue for a group of thrill-seeking friends. but a night of food, drinks, and games quickly spirals into a nightmare.
Oh, this is Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Caw.
Correct.
Yeah. I was gonna say, wait, is this a Heron Complex story? No. It's a novella from Tor, where, as the synopsis says, the group of friends go there, and then it actually turns into this, like, ghost horror story. They're unraveling the story of kind of the person maybe who died in the house. I don't know, there are a lot of ghosts. I listened to this on audiobook. And I really liked this idea of looking at heroes and what it means to be heroes. Also, there's a lot of like complex character stuff going on in the past between these friends that made me kind of like, whoa, I'm surprised that you all are still friends. And honestly, that's the vibe I got from their relationship and their character dynamics. But I think that if you like kind of ghost stories and like kind of ghost horror story-esque kind of things, that you would really like this novella.
The next prompt is that a character, after reclaiming her name and voice, now seeks to bring down the sisterhood from within.
I think that this is the sequel probably, and this is probably what is it called? So the first one is called First Sister. So the second one might be called Second Rebel, or Rebel Second.
The Second Rebel.
The Second Rebel, yeah. So this is a sci-fi sequel, and the third one is still coming out. And basically, it was comped as like Handmaid's Tale in space. I think there's actually so much more to the book, and it's a lot about character. And it's this one did not fall into second book syndrome. It was a fantastic sequel, and I had low hopes for the first one, like no hopes. I didn't have any expectations, and it blew it out of the water. And then I had many, many big hopes for this one, and also blew it out of the water.
Who is it by?
Lyndon Lewis.
The next one has to do with a monkey king that a character thought was her friend.
I'm gonna say that this is probably Girl Giant. I just don't know if it's Girl Giant and the Monkey King or Girl Giant and the Jade War, because that's the sequel.
It's Girl Giant and the Jade War.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, I think I read Girl Giant and the Monkey King first in 2020, but the sequel, Girl Giant and the Jade War. I really liked how in Girl Giant and the Jade War, the idea of like your enemy and what that means and what the enemy as a character, I thought was really fantastic. The action is great. This is a wonderful middle grade series. I actually just did a panel with Van last night, and this was just such a cute middle grade series about friendship as well.
A character is tired of losing everything she loves. When her best friend disappears under mysterious circumstances, she resolves to find her, even if the journey takes her into the dangerous worlds of the Fae.
I think this is for The Righteous by Renee Adia.
Correct.
This was my favorite of the series. I actually just, when I was doing my sequels video, I was just talking about how I didn't really like The Damned. I liked The Beautiful, but The Righteous is my favorite of the series because it takes place with Philippa and Arjun, and those are my favorite characters for sure. So The Righteous was just a fabulous sequel that I recommend, and if you didn't like The Damned, you still should read The Righteous. And I'm really excited for the fourth book, which should come out this year, hopefully.
For your next prompt, the story plays in Norway, and a character does not want to marry the odious betrothed, even though domestic future is all her mother believes she's suited for.
I think this is The Reckless Kind by Carly Heath.
Correct.
This is a really, really great story about queer characters, and also a story about a girl who, as it was said, did not want to get married. So thank you all for joining me in this guessing game. I hope you had fun. If you want to see one from 2020, definitely let me know. I'm glad that I got them all right, because that means that there was more in here than I thought. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope that you enjoyed, because I had a really fun time filming this. Bye!